The Thursday boot, Legend Chelsea boot, is a bit like a mullet. Office on top, workshop on the sole. I've always been a sucker for the direct-to-consumer model. It feels empowering to be able to find high-quality gear at a lower cost. I sleep on a Casper mattress, I wear Warby Parker glasses, and I love a subscription-based brand like Bespoke Post for their curated boxes. Cut from this digital-first mentality, Thursday Boot Company hit the scene and has become a respected brand serving a niche with high-quality boots and sneakers, bags, and jackets direct to consumers at fairly affordable prices and high quality. Or as they say, honest prices and high quality. We'll come back to that later. And because you watch this video, you're going to see tons of Thursday Boot ads everywhere. And I mean everywhere. They spend almost $100 million in advertising, and I feel like half of that must have been targeting me. It's got a slim profile, but a rugged look. This lug sole is a versatile, all-weather foundation versus the traditional studded sole. And I think these look great. I've always thought the Thursday Chelsea was a great bridge between dressy enough for the office and casual enough for the weekend, which is why they say they named the company Thursday Boots to begin with. This pair in a falcon brown finish, and I think that high shine is a bit of an odd match for the clunky lug sole. It's made from a rugged, resilient leather, and it'll break in over time and look more casual. But straight from the box, it's a pretty formal look to pair with a very casual StormKing lug sole. Hence the mullet comment. But I love the rugged look of that StormKing sole. And I think it's got a bit more cushioning than the original Thursdays with the studded sole. But I recommend going with a matte finish rather than this high gloss, like the Bourbon for example. I think it's a better match and a more cohesive look. Just real quick, thanks for watching the video. Really appreciate it if you'd subscribe and like. It seems to be what'll make a difference and help us to afford to buy these boots to continue these reviews. Thanks for the help. Thursday Boot Company sprang to life in 2014. The brainchild of two friends, Connor Wilson and Nolan Walsh, who crossed paths at Columbia Business School. They both share the gripe about men's boots. They were either easy on the wallet but lacking style and quality, or super chic with a hefty price tag to match. With a tight budget and a successful Kickstarter campaign that raised over $250,000 under their belts, they were all set. Their mission? To make and sell a line of boots that were about quality, craftsmanship, and keeping things affordable by selling directly to customers. Thursday Boots really hit the mark by offering a stylish, top-quality boot without breaking the bank, filling a much-needed gap in the boot world. Thursday Boots makes most of their boots in Leon, Mexico, which is considered a center of boot and shoe making. The Lager and the Vanguard are made in the US with Horween leather. That collection features leather from the very famous Chicago tannery. Interestingly, Horween is also the exclusive supplier of leather for NFL footballs, NBA basketballs, among others. The company works to keep their manufacturing both close and affordable, while ensuring the ethical treatment of workers. They outsource the manufacturing process, but have recently moved to owning their own factories. Co-founder Connor Wilson once said, "We want to work with people who care. If you're a company only focused on cutting costs and being efficient, you're going to end up with employees who are less invested in their work." All of Thursday's leathers come from cattle raised in the US, Italy, Portugal, or Spain, and are finished in tanneries in North America or Italy. If you've seen my Timberland Redwood boot review, you may recall that in 2005, Timberland launched the Leather Working Group. The Leather Working Group is a nonprofit that grades leather manufacturers on their environmental performance. Many well-known brands now support the LWG, but not all of them hold up to the same rigid standards as Thursday's. Thursday's will only work with gold-rated or historic best-in-show tanneries. Thursday's only sells their boots on Amazon or their own site. I reached out to customer service after seeing a site claiming to have an amazing deal, like 50% off. In less than a day, I heard from Ella, who confirmed that I'd come across an unauthorized seller. Did you catch that? An actual person got back to me in less than a day. A real person from Thursday replied with useful information. Who does that anymore? Thursday boots are made with one of four types of leather. The Legend is made with Thursday's rugged and resilient leather. With the rugged and resilient leather, the Goodyear Welt and the StormKing sole, these are practically waterproof. They only claim to be water resistant, but from my testing, they fare pretty good. This pair has the Falcon finish, a smooth and shiny brown finish that should hold up, but isn't as versatile as some of the softer suede style finishes. Every boot in the line, except for the Falcon, has a suede or nubuck appearance, a matte finish that's been lightly sanded. The texture of the leather minimizes scratches and scuffs and develops a nice patina over time, and that's what makes the leather really appealing. Here's an example of the Duke. It's got a softer finish that gets better with age and takes minimal upkeep. It's a little bit less formal and a more casual look. Over time, the rugged and resilient leather has a pull-up characteristic that will enhance the patina. The tanning process uses oils and waxes that, when worn, the leather stretches and pulls, and the oils and the waxes are redistributed. This causes the leather to lighten up in certain areas and gives a rich, variegated appearance that adds depth and character. This is what will give your boots the distinctly yours patina. Most of the time, caring for the rugged and resilient leather should only be done with a high-quality horsehair brush. Occasionally, especially on this shiny finish, I'll also use a super soft cloth. But Thursdays is really clear. They recommend you never use any type of leather conditioner or oil, as it'll change the color and texture of the finish. The Legend does boast a 360-degree Goodyear welt. That means that the upper is stitched all the way around to that leather midsole. The rubber lug outsole is then bonded to the boot with glue. You'll see a lot of heat welding, but rarely on a boot at this price point do you see a Goodyear welt. Goodyear welt construction involves stitching that welt all the way around and using gemming, which is a strip of preformed canvas that acts as an anchor between the shoe's upper and insole. That space is then filled with cork for cushioning, and then the outsole is glued on by cement. It enhances the durability and the repairability of these boots. I really like the ruggedness of that StormKing sole. It's got a bit of a nod to the TPU soles that Blundstone features, but it's not nearly as chunky, and it doesn't have that big boxy toe. It's a much more refined look. So with the Legend, you've got a rubber outsole, a leather midsole, a layer of cork, a sandwich of fiberboard in the footbed, and the insole. That's plenty between you and the ground. It'll create a great foundation for a very comfortable boot. One of the things I love about the Thursday Boot Company's Legend Chelsea boot is that it's got a fully lined, veg tan, glove leather interior. So many boots at this price point are unlined, like the Blundstone 500s, or have a fabric lining that's easily torn. A fully lined boot gives you more structure and durability, and it also forms around your foot better over time. They also have a steel shank. The steel shank acts as the bridge between the height of the heel and the ball of your foot. It offers a more stable footbed with less torque and more comfortable over time, especially if you spend your day on your feet. Poorly made boots like the Doc Marten 2976 don't have any shank. They feel springy and soft when you put them on at first, but within a few hours your legs and feet are going to be exhausted. A boot without a shank is going to wear you out. As a digital-first company, Thursdays always treat their boots a little bit like software. They believe in continuous improvement and publish the updates about their releases right on their product detail page. The heel counter cover of the Legend is a great example. The counter is a reinforced area in the back of the boot that keeps your foot squarely on top of the heel. When these boots were first launched, they were fully lined with that smooth leather, but caused some heel slippage. So they tweaked the design a bit, and now they have a dedicated flesh side out heel counter on the lining that increases the durability, the comfort, and minimizes slippage. Older reviewers complained about the counter, but Thursdays has listened and adjusted their design. The cushioning in a pair of Legends comes from that cork bed midsole, a bit of foam, and the pour-on insole. The pour-on insole is made by a company called Rogers, and you're going to find that on many high-end boots. It's a microcellular urethane foam known for its exceptional shock absorption, durability, and antimicrobial properties. The problem is that it's actually glued in. It should last over 10,000 wears according to Rogers. But if you need to insert an orthotic or you want a different insole that's more suitable for your foot, you're going to have to tear out what's in there or size up because it's permanently attached to the boot. One of the keys to Thursday's go-to-market strategy is what they call honest pricing. As part of their direct-to-consumer model, they cut out the middleman, hold on to their margins without big markups. Part of this approach should give you a high level of confidence when you're buying boots at any time of year. I recently reviewed a pair of Timberlands that were selling at 60% off their retail price. I find that type of pricing paralyzing. I'm always worried that I'm getting ripped off and paying too much. Thursday prices remain constant throughout the year. No sales, no discount codes. That should give you a high level of confidence that you're paying a fair price. From a fit standpoint, Thursdays run a bit large. They recommend ordering a half size smaller than you'd normally wear in tennis shoes or sneakers. I'm a 10D in sneakers and I ordered 9.5 in the Thursdays and they fit fine. All of the Thursdays do have that sleeker look and feel, so they can feel a bit tighter if you're used to wearing something bigger with a big toe box like a Blundstone 550. I can't imagine a boot company that offers more value than Thursdays. High quality leather, fashion forward design, great customer service, all for under $200. I wish they had a removable insole, but the pour-on they've used is a great substitute unless you've got to use a custom insert. The Legend kind of sits in the middle. When it comes to Chelsea boots, they're a bit chunkier and wider than the sleeker sibling, the Thursday Duke, but they're not as boxy or as casual as a boot like the Blundstone. I do recommend them if you're looking for something with a chunky sole, but I would go with the suede finish. Hey, if you want to support the channel, remember to like and subscribe. It's the best way you can help us keep the reviews coming. With that, I'm John for Chelsea Boot Review.